might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm
A great, big, spicy hello to each and every one of you. This is Diana Price, and you're listening to Diana's Spicy Business Talk Radio. Welcome back. We haven't been around for about a week or so. I think I told you we were going to Indianapolis. We were going to be on the stage talking about unwrapping leadership challenges that confront your comfort zone. President Clinton was the keynote speaker, and we just had a blast talking about your comfort zone and how, you don't really start being successful until you get to the end of your comfort zone. So welcome to our program today. We're here every Tuesday, 12 noon on rmconlive.com. And guess what? You can have lunch with us and you don't have to get any calories, anything like that, but you can get a whole lot of content. You get a whole lot of great information to run your business, to help you get out of your leadership traps, to communicate better, to get out of the zone where you know you need to change. Today, we're really excited because, all of us in business have issues, challenges. Sometimes we get, things that happen to our body that affect, what we do. It affects our outcome, headaches, pain, things like that. So we're going to be talking about, energy imbalances and what we can do, as business professionals to overcome those energy imbalances. So I want you to, first of all, mark your calendar every Tuesday right here on RMC at 12 noon for Diana's Spicy Business Talk Radio. Would love you to call in and interact with us. And if there's something that we can do for you, let us know, because that's why we're here. That's exactly why we're here. So if you saw our post, today we have an amazing lady. She's become a great friend of mine, and I really enjoy what she does on a professional level. And let me just tell you a little bit about my friend Ashira Young. If you want to know how to spell that, it's A as in apple, S-H-I-R-A, Young. You should know how to spell Young, Y-O-U-N-G. So let me tell you a little bit about her, and then I'm going to bring her on. You might be able to see her on the screen right now. So Ashira is a licensed social worker. She lives in Southern Indiana. She spent 30 years investigating alternative healing modalities. Let me tell you this. Through her many years of investigating, she has found that the subconscious is a bottomless reservoir for every person that has ever had in their lifetime information from their ancestors, and it's really lodged in your subconscious. She knows how to get it out. And through the work of Dr. Bradley Nelson and the Emotion Code, Ashira has found that one can discover exactly what is causing any type of disease. And I know we've had a lot of interest in this topic today, so I think we're going to have some people really enjoying the solutions that Ashira can provide for you. So without any further ado, I want to get Ashira on the line. I think she's going to be here I think she's here already. Are you Skyped? Yay, I can see her beautiful picture.
Yes.
Hi, Ashira. Welcome from Southern Indiana. How you doing in Southern Indiana? What's going on out there?
It's beautiful, it's sunny, it's warm, not too hot. It's just the perfect weather. We've had a great spring and early summer. And I want to thank you so much for allowing me to come on your program. This is a wonderful opportunity to share the work that I do.
Yes, the work that you do is so important, Ashira. It's important for individuals, is important for in our personal lives, and it is so important when we go around day to day and have little pains, even things as little as a headache. So I want to get right in to what you do. I want you to tell me a little bit more. I know I gave a background about your license and all the great things you do. Just give us a quick high-level overview of a little bit more about your profession.
Sure. Well, as you mentioned in the intro, I've been really investigating alternative healing modalities, and it really started when my brother died of cancer when I was 20. And the Western paradigm just didn't seem to work, and it didn't seem to help him. And I've kind of observed that both in my life and people that I know. And so I've always felt that there are other ways of curing illness or overcoming our challenges in life.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had a lot of challenges in my life as well. My life, if you could imagine that my life was really not working at all, and I couldn't understand why, because I'd worked so hard to achieve,
Mm-hmm.
and I either fall short or I lost everything. I lost my business. I lost, I just did not have the kind of life that I had imagined always that I wanted. And I think a lot of people are in that situation where they work really hard
Yes.
and they don't get what they want.
Absolutely.
And so I looked at it from a more holistic approach,
Mm-hmm.
from, what's causing the physical problems that people have and
Okay.
disease, but also what are the emotional imbalances that
Mm-hmm.
people experience that really create blockages from them to achieve their goals. And so through many different alternative modalities, which all have their place, I've been certified in more modalities than I care to name. I came across, and my pocketbook shows it, but Dr. Bradley Nelson came up with the emotion code and the body code. And basically what this is, as you mentioned, everything is stored in our subconscious. And when they say you only use about 10% of your brain, well, the rest is in the subconscious. So everything that you've ever experienced, thought, the traumas that you've had, all of that is stored in your subconscious. And so when imbalances occur and people have problems physically, emotional, psychologically, it's just an energetic imbalance. If you think about it, everything is made up of energy, and energy is just atoms and molecules. So if you are able to access the information and then literally change the molecules and atoms, and you do that through magnetics, then you can clear the blockages that prevent people from having a healthy, balanced life.
Well, I want
And
to
I
get
can
more
tell
involved
you
in that
from
today.
my life has completely changed
That's incredible.
since I've been doing this work.
That's incredible. Ashira, when you say you can clear the blockages, I want to know, because, it's so interesting. I want to know, in your research, how, what led, first of all, blockages, because I know what you mean by that. Is this a different way of healing? Is this a different way of, really getting to what's inside us? Because a lot of what we is how we feel. It's our mindset. It's what's happened to us in the past. So is that what you're talking about when you say you're clearing things up? Is that, am I understanding that correctly?
Absolutely. Yes. And I'll give you some examples. A lot of us have beliefs about ourselves and about the life and about other people. Sometimes those core beliefs are actually quite limiting.
Okay.
So for example, if someone wants to start a business and make a lot of money, but they have core beliefs around money, say money is filthy, or only wealthy people, they tend to be greedy, or, anything negative. Those are core beliefs that literally set up your reality to prove yourself right. And so what I do is through muscle testing, I can access the subconscious and discover what those core beliefs are, and then I can clear them. And once you have no more obstacles to achieving financial success, then you go ahead and
then you move forward.
You move down that path.
Then you advance forward. So give me an example of, let's just take an example of an emotion. Let's take an example of what you are talking about specifically. Let's just say, someone wants to go from corporate America to being an entrepreneur, and they have issues about, maybe headaches or, backaches or, pain, or they start overeating. I don't know. I mean, just those kind of things. What kind of emotions lead to that? Give me some examples of a trapped emotion.
Okay. Well, let me tell you what the process is that I go through, and that will help to answer that question.
Okay.
So I have a computer program, which if somebody calls in, I will be utilizing it. And so when I make an energetic connection with somebody, I use my fingers and I make an energetic connection. So I am that person. So say I'm Diana Price for the time being.
Okay. You'll be me.
And so then I ask your body, see, your subconscious cannot lie to me. Your mind can lie to me. But your subconscious can't.
Wait a minute. So I could lie to you, but my subconscious can't lie to you?
Your body cannot lie.
Okay.
So you can say, I'm thinking this, and you're not thinking that at all. But if I ask your subconscious, it has to tell me.
How do you ask my subconscious? What do you say to my subconscious?
Okay, so let's say you're having an issue. You want to become an entrepreneur, but you're scared. You don't know whether you'll succeed. You don't know whether you'll have enough money, whether you'll make enough money. So then I just ask, okay, what are the underlying causes that prevent you from becoming an entrepreneur?
Okay.
And so let's say it goes into a trapped emotion. See, when we have experienced traumas in the past, the emotions that we experience from those traumas get literally energetically trapped within our subconscious. So, and they can lodge anywhere in the body. So let's say, in addition to you having fear about becoming an entrepreneur, you also have tremendous back pain. So from an Eastern medicine perspective, oftentimes that means that you don't feel that you have enough support. Okay, so then I ask the question, are there trapped emotions in the body that are actually impacting this person's ability to start their own business? The answer, well, let's assume that the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Then I ask the question, what's the key trapped emotion that we need to clear? And I go to my, my program, and asking the questions, it literally guides me to where I need to go. And so anyway, I will then, ask the question, and let's say it's about betrayal. So you may have had an issue about betrayal years ago that actually is lodged in your back that I need to clear, but it also relates to your fear of going into business for yourself because you've been betrayed by people. Who knows whether you might be betrayed in your business. Okay? So you see the connections there.
Got it.
And so I just go through the process and clear whatever emotions, whatever core beliefs that come up. And I always muscle test to ask and see if those are the correct ones. If they are, then I just clear them. And if somebody calls, you'll see me swiping my head like this. This is the governing meridian of the body. This is a key energetic pathway.
That's an energetic pathway. You mean right here?
My hands are yeah. Go ahead.
That's an energetic pathway.
Yes,
that helps clear right through the top of the head.
Right. Right. And it goes all the way down
to the back
of the body. And, right. And so you use magnets for this. But because I've been doing this so long, I now use my hands because my hands are magnetic. Everyone's hands are magnetic.
Cool.
So then I clear whatever emotions, whatever core beliefs, whatever traumas have been lodged in the subconscious energetically.
Wow.
And it has really produced amazing results for people, both physically, emotionally, and psychologically.
Well, I tell you, this is just the beginning. Thank you for that high-level overview. Thank you so much for that. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to come back with some more details, and we're going to dig down deep. So if you have any kind of diseases, disorders, give us a holler, and we're going to work through this right now. So you're listening to Diana's Spicy Business Talk Radio on rmconlive.com. We'll be right back.
Are you a diabetic? Need some energy? Need to quench your thirst? Try Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, the only energy drink named suitable for diabetics by the American Diabetic Association. And it's now available with no calories, no carbs, no sugar, and no fat, and a smooth, natural blend of energy, vitamins, and minerals. Need to quench your thirst? Try Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, the only energy drink named suitable for diabetics by the American Diabetic Association. And it's now available with no calories, no carbs, no sugar, and no fat, and a smooth, natural blend of energy, vitamins, and minerals. Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink is the healthiest, best-tasting energy drink around. For more information and online ordering with free shipping, please visit hiphopbev.com. Remember, Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, suitable for diabetics, great for everyone.
Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, go. Bring me down. Can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down. Can't none bring me down. I said, bring me down. Can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down. Can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth.
Welcome back. This is Diana Price, and you're listening to Diana's Spicy Business Talk Radio. Want to remind you to like us on Facebook. Now, we have two Facebook pages. One is facebook.com Spicy Business Talk. Head on over. If you haven't already given us a great big like, we'd really appreciate it. Also, facebook.com Diana Price Associates. Are you on LinkedIn? We are too. So it's Diana D. Price on LinkedIn. So we look forward to connecting with you and having you in our community so you can get some valuable information. And we always say, bring your brain to the show because you will walk away with nuggets that you can always use in your business and in your personal life. And today, in the seat, yes, you know about the who's who in the seat. The seat is speakers, entrepreneurs, executives, authors, and thought leaders. We have thought leader Ashira Young with us today. That's Ashira, Ashira Young. We've been talking about getting rid of those disorders that you have and, clearing the emotions and clearing all this yucky stuff that really keeps us stuck. So welcome back, and we're going to dig a little bit deeper with Ashira as to, how she can explain. She's been explaining some great things, but, how do I explain energy healing? If I have something lodged, in how, Ashira, are you back with us yet? I think you are. Yes, there she is.
I am.
She's here.
Yes, I am.
It's so great to have you here. This is a show, I think, that it not only is it a teaching show, Ashira, but it is so useful for all of us that work long hours, that get stressed out, that are just doing the everyday things, and all of these kinds of things come up in our bodies, and it just kind of it hurts sometimes. We're in pain. We're doing all these things every day. So I really appreciate you walking us through this. So the question that I have is, can you explain exactly how you energy heal? You were giving the process of, you go through your program, but the energy healing process, explain what that is. Explain how I can be healed with energy.
Yeah, I think it's important for people to understand a little bit more about energy.
Okay.
I mean, people know what energy is, but when it relates to healing, they don't always make the connection.
Yes.
And so I like to give some examples because this is actually, I believe, the new paradigm for medicine. And Dr. Oz has talked a lot about this on his show, that, instead of the splicing, the dicing, and the taking a lot of pain medication. This
Yuck.
is kind of going to be the new paradigm for
Yeah.
healing, I believe. And so, to give an example for people so that they can wrap their thinking around this is, let's say you walk into someone's home
Uh-huh.
and you feel very uncomfortable and you don't know why, you just do.
With the energy
What
in the
is that?
room. Was that right? With
Yes.
the energy in the room?
That's
Okay.
because of the energy in the room. So you may not know consciously that husband, wife, and kids are, there's a divorce going on and there's been a lot of angry words spoken. But all of that, everything that you say and everything that you do carries energy with it. And so if you are saying kind things to people, that energy is being put out into the ethers. So when you walk into someone's house and you feel very comfortable and it feels so cozy, that's the energy also. So when someone says a harsh word to you,
Yes.
you have an
Yes.
emotional reaction.
Yes. Yes.
And so our lives are comprised of a lot of all of those events that we have reaction to, both positively and negatively. And so it's the negative reactions produce the negative emotions. Those negative emotions then, if they're strong enough, get lodged in your energetic body. We all have an energetic body.
Yeah.
And so the energy healing and those emotions over time is kind of like a car that you never change the oil and filter in. At some point, the engine's going to blow. If you don't align the tires in the car, eventually you won't be able to drive the car. Well, the body is really the same way. If you don't identify and clear the traumas that you've had, they will always be affecting the present. And so, you know how people say, well, you're living in the past, you're letting the past affect you. Well, that's why, because it's the emotions from the traumas of the past that are impeding and impacting your life in the present and will then determine what your future is. So for people in business, for people in relationships, any kind of interaction you have, if you're having challenges and problems, it's because there are trapped emotions in your energy field. So a lot of people don't make that connection.
I got a question about, you said some very profound, whether you were in business or in a relationship. Let's say that, okay, you are in a relationship and maybe you've been in and out of relationships, or maybe you can't find the right relationship, or, a lot of us have relationship issues in our business. Sometimes the relationship issues are due to we're married to our profession. So tell me how would one go about healing from that kind of a relationship issue, whether it's with a person, or you can't get a person, or you know what I mean? It's just relationships are huge these days. So tell me a little bit more about how we can heal from relationships. Well, this is good. This is good. I want to hear this.
I know. I think it's true for pretty much everybody on the planet. But anyway, what we do energetically is, when we've been hurt or injured, or we've had relationships where we've, there's been betrayal, there's been hurt, there have been angry words, whatever, those emotions then get created into a heart wall, what's called as a heart wall. And, we use the heart as a metaphor for many things. He broke my heart. My heart is, ripped to shreds. Well, to protect us from that, what we do is those emotions create what's known as a heart wall. And so over time, we create layer upon layer upon layer upon layer. And even though it's energetic, it actually does prevent people from giving and receiving love fully.
Yes.
So, when you come across somebody, you say, boy, she's got her walls up. Well, there's a reason why people say this, because energetically they do. They have their walls up.
They have their wall up. And after one hurt or another disappointment, the wall gets thicker.
Yes.
And you keep adding
It just
to the
gets
wall.
thicker and thicker and thicker. And let's face it, life is a challenge,
Yes.
particularly at this time
Yes, it is.
of our lives. You know, everything is so chaotic and crazy. People are short with each other. We don't have enough time. So it sets it up for negative reactions going and coming from us. And so in that, we don't realize that we're building a heart wall. So what I do with people who have relationship problems, whether it be in the work, you know, I've had a lot of clients.
I was going to say,
you know, at work, they have one person who just seems to undermine them at every turn. And they just, no matter what they do, they're not good enough. So I then always go to the heart wall first, and I identify what are the emotions that have been trapped that have created this heart wall, and I just clear them. And there's some amazing stories that I have of people who have found their true love because I've cleared this.
Yay!
They've had family relationships that have always been, their families have just been very dysfunctional and angry, and they don't get along. In business, where they have other, you know, coworkers that they don't get along with. I do some of this clearing work, and it really does. If you've gotten rid of all the blockages that create the friction between two people, then what is there to be angry about? Nothing.
Wow.
There's no blocks there.
But it takes both. Well, I don't know. It doesn't necessarily. It just takes you. It takes you identifying what those walls are and why your subconscious has it there, and that's when you can clear it. That's when.
That's exactly right. Because energetically, the person that you are, you know, releasing all these emotions about, they're feeling it on a subconscious level, not consciously, but subconsciously. Think about it this way. You've heard of moms when their son is in the war, and the son is injured. Yes. And the mom wakes up in the middle of the night at 3 o'clock saying, "Oh my gosh, something's happened to my son."
And she just feels it.
How does that happen?
Yeah. How does that happen?
It's the energetic connection. It's the energetic connection.
That is phenomenal. The energetic connection. I really get that. That is just. You know, and I can see now. How can we? Well, let's take this a step further. Okay. Someone that we're with is not aware that maybe they have the same issue that needs to be cleared, or some relation. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's something else that needs to be cleared, and you know they're in an energy trap. So. You clear yours. That let's say you've gone through the process with you and you've cleared these emotions, but the person that you're with, or the partner, the person at work still doesn't get it. Is there anything that we can do to allow the person at work or the person that we're with to have a better understanding of this?
Well, one of the cardinal rules of doing this work is that you never clear for anyone else unless they're your client. However, I have had clients who have absorbed emotions from their partner. So as long as it's been absorbed from the partner, I can clear from you, and then it automatically clears from the partner.
I see.
But I cannot clear from the partner without his or her permission.
I was going to say
that
permission.
Is an absolute no.
So
because otherwise you have people trying to do funny stuff. And it's just not in integrity.
Yeah.
So I never do that.
So we got to take a break, but I want to, when we come back, remind me, because I want to talk a little bit more about how you can do this over the phone. I mean, you were telling me that you can clear this over the phone without me being in front of you.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
We will be right.
All over the world.
Yes, we'll be right back.
Yes.
We'll explore a little bit more about that, Ashira. You're listening to Diana's Spicy Business Talk Radio on rmconlive.com. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Are you a diabetic? Need some energy? Need to quench your thirst? Try Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, the only energy drink named suitable for diabetics by the American Diabetic Association. And it's now available with no calories, no carbs, no sugar, and no fat, and a smooth, natural blend of energy, vitamins, and minerals. Need to quench your thirst? Try Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, the only energy drink named suitable for diabetics by the American Diabetic Association. And it's now available with no calories, no carbs, no sugar, and no fat, and a smooth, natural blend of energy, vitamins, and minerals. Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink is the healthiest, best-tasting energy drink around. For more information and online ordering with free shipping, please visit hiphopbev.com. Remember, Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, suitable for diabetics, great for everyone.
Time is on slipping into the future. Time is on slipping.
Hi. A great big spicy hello. We're back. You're right here in the seat with Diana, and guess who else is in the seat? She's on the other side of the country in southern Indiana, but she is here with us. We have our healing thought leader here, Miss Ashira Young. Ashira, we've been talking about heart walls and emotion codes and healing. I want to know, and I think our listeners would probably benefit from knowing also, this is amazing work because I agree with you. I mean, alternative medicine, you really have to pay attention to it because, pills and things, I'm not into taking pills, but how can you heal over the phone? A doctor can't call me on the phone and say, it's just, I want to see you. I want you in my office. How can you do this healing work over the internet, over the phone? Tell me how that's possible.
Because I work with energy. And energy doesn't have any physical boundaries. So therefore, there is not, you don't have to physically be here because I'm not working specifically with your physical body. The effect is on the physical body, but I'm really working with your emotional body. And so your energetic body.
Okay.
And so I can be here and you can be in Dubrovnik for all I care. And I can still work on you. As a matter of fact, speaking of it's not Dubrovnik, but I have a client in Romania. And she had a neck pain that would not quit.
Oh, boy.
And she went to doctor after doctor, and she called me up and, via Skype, and we did a session. And in one session, that neck pain was gone.
One session?
So one session. Now, that's not true for a lot of things. You have a number of sessions that need to be clear, to do the clearing. But in this case, it happened that it only took one session.
That's incredible. So she had back pain? Did you say back pain that she had?
No,
was it back pain?
It was neck pain.
It was neck pain.
Right
neck pain.
Yeah.
So speaking
and she had taken all kinds of medication. She had MRIs. They couldn't seem to find out what exactly was the problem.
Wow.
And she couldn't sleep. And so she called me and I did a session with her. And actually, a lot of the emotions were passed down from generations. And this is something else that's really very interesting for people to understand. And we think of having our, ancestors pass down physical characteristics, but they can also pass down emotional characteristics as well.
That we.
So, for example, if, Joe is quick to anger, people might say, oh, that's just like his father. He's just like his father, right?
He's just like his father.
And
I've
his
heard that
father
before.
says, well, I'm just like my father.
Yes.
So, the emotions that can get passed down also.
Yes.
And the very interesting thing about this work is that if there is an emotion that has been passed down generationally, when I clear it from my client, I'm clearing it from all the ancestors, whether they're alive or dead.
Really?
And I'm clearing it from all of the descendants.
So you're
who
going
have had
back.
that emotion passed down to them via DNA.
You're going back in time and clearing the entire family history?
Yes, depending on
dead
what
or
the
alive,
line is.
Ashira? Dead or alive?
dead or alive. Because really, when you think about it, I know this sounds very unusual, but if you just think about it from a slightly different perspective, in the real sense of things, there is no time. Okay, the planet Earth has been segmented into time, so it's very difficult to imagine that there is no such thing as time because our lives are so guided by that paradigm. But when you have ancestors, they're still around. Their spirits are still around. They're just not in their physical bodies. So when you get it passed down, just like the physical characteristics, why couldn't it be passed down to emotional characteristics, be passed down to the children? And because there is that energetic connection that literally spans the time, if you clear it from one person, why wouldn't it, just like a domino, clear from everybody else?
I get that. I completely get that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's for some people, it's really a new way of thinking. But, Christopher Columbus came, thought the world was round and everybody thought he was nuts.
Yeah.
Well, come to find out he wasn't.
nuts.
So even though this sounds a little nutty, I have to admit, even some of the things that I do in this work sometimes sound nutty to me, but I have an open mind. And as long as somebody has an open mind, whether they believe it or not, they don't have to believe everything that I say. As long as they come with an open mind, then I can work with them. But if they're just, thinking this is all quackery and they're, being dragged by their, spouse or friend, to come see me, it's probably not going to work so well. So as long as you have an open mind about these things, as I see it, results speak volumes. You don't have to listen to me per se. You need to have the experience of how this works. And when you have the experience of how this works, you're a believer. That's all I can say.
Wow.
I'll give you an example. There is a client, and this goes into a couple of different issues. He had heart palpitations. Anybody who has heart problems, fibrillation, palpitations, heart attack, that sort of thing, it's so much of it is because of that heart wall. The energy. You have an electrocardiogram. That's electricity, right?
Yeah.
So if the electricity is imbalanced, it's not going to make your heart work very well, is it?
Right, exactly.
So we cleared some emotions from him, and he's had this fibrillation since March. Every time he goes back to his cardiologist. Well, he went back 3 days after we had a session, and there is no fibrillation at all.
I love it. So, Ashira, I want to interrupt you for a moment because we have a caller on the line.
Yes.
And
right.
I want to welcome the caller. Hello, caller. Welcome to Diana's Spicy Business Talk Radio.
Yes, Wanda, I'm interested in that. I have a problem. This has been the hardest thing for me to do in my life. I've stopped smoking. I've stopped drinking. I've been able to stop everything and change my life. I now have the problem with the eating.
With the eating?
Okay. I have tried everything. The weight is only because I need to be. I don't know what to do. How can I get this in my mind as something that I have to do? I just can't. I don't know what to do.
You don't know what to do. Well,
I've tried so much. I've tried so much over and over, and I don't know how I could get this in my mind. It's the hardest thing to let go.
So-
I can't. Because I think because I need it, I need food, so I just can't give it up.
We need food.
I've tried. Yes.
We do. We need
But
that to live. That's true. So, do you have an open mind? Because Ashira, is willing to talk with you today. I mean, she's very trained in this. She's an amazing thought leader. She's spent 30 years of her life with this. So, Ashira, let's talk to our caller, Wanda. Ashira, meet Wanda. Wanda, meet Ashira.
Hi,
Let's talk
Wanda.
about what is the underlying issue, the weight right now. Ashira, why don't you join us here with this conversation?
Okay. Hi, Wanda. Thank you for calling in.
It's changing
if you
the
don't mind,
lifestyle. And that's the main thing. It's just changing the lifestyle because I've gained a little weight. And the weight is making, I have the high blood pressure, and no matter what I do, now they just told me that I have high blood pressure. And now I'm really afraid. I'm going, okay, now I'm beginning to get a problem from this. What do I do? I've done all the diets, all of them, and I just don't know what to do.
Okay, well, a lot of what people think to do is to be really, really disciplined about not eating or not smoking or not drinking or whatever the substance is that they're using. They try to use their discipline, and if you just worked harder, then everything will work out. Well, for a lot of people, that is not really what the cause is. That's not that's just an action that you're trying to take to change the behavior. But if you understand then what the underlying reasons for the behavior are, and whether there are emotions that are trapped or whether there's what's called as addictive heart energy, then, I have to investigate that and then clear that. And then you generally have a much easier time changing your lifestyle because the underlying causes that are causing you to eat are not there. So if it has to do with something like anxiety, then I identify it and then I clear it. So, Diana, if we have a few moments.
Yeah, let's take a few moments.
Okay,
Something like this.
Something like anxiety. Okay, say for instance it is anxiety. I eat for particular. Well, how do I deal with that? If it's anxiety, well, what do I do about the anxiety side of stopping that? That if that's my reason for it, I do. I know that sometimes I'll eat and hadn't even realized that I've eaten. I will sit, my mind will be somewhere else, and I'm eating, literally eating, and I finish, and then I say, I'm going to get this. It's like I already ate it. My mind is somewhere else. I am serious. It's that bad.
All right. So if you don't mind, Diana, we'll just do a quick demonstration, and I'll identify some of the things. It may not be the whole reason why she's eating, but at least I'll give the callers and the viewers some idea of how this process works.
Yes.
So if it's okay with you, Wanda, I'll make the connection with you, which I have. And so I'll just ask the question, what is the key underlying cause for Wanda to eat? Okay, so it is an energy. It's actually an addictive heart energy. And so what this is, it's an energy that's created out of the heart's desperation to feel love and joy. So is that what it is? Is there an underlying emotion that is related to that? The answer is yes. So let's find out what it is. What's the first emotion? It's effort unreceived. So what effort unreceived means is that you work really hard at something and people don't give you validation or acknowledgement. Okay? So let's see when that emotion got trapped. Is this an inherited? It's not absorbed. So let's see what age. What age did it get trapped?
Okay.
Age 14. I'm muscle testing as I go along, so you can't see what I'm doing. But I'm muscle testing as you hear those few seconds of silence. So something happened to you when you were 14 that made you feel that you did something really special and you didn't get acknowledged for it. Does that ring a bell to you?
Not that I could remember. Well, I'm pretty sure I can go back and think.
No,
No, really,
okay, it was
I can't think of something right
something
now. No.
okay, it was something in school. It happened at school. Was this related to a friend? Yes. Did the friend, turn her back on Wanda in some way? Yeah. So was this a close personal friend? Yes. So there was some girlfriend that you had when you were 14, and you did something that was really that you thought was really special to do for her, and she kind of just turned her back on you. So that created the anxiety that initially got trapped. Now, that's not to say that there aren't more instances where the emotion of anxiety got trapped,
Right.
but that was the first one. So then I just do this with my hands and I clear it. Is there another age where where there's a trapped emotion related to anxiety and her need to eat? Yeah. Okay. So what age are you now, Wanda? If you could
56.
say. In your 50s. Okay. So let's see. What is another age?
I'm sorry?
Age 34. So something happened at age 34 where again you felt that you were not being acknowledged. There was an event that happened.
I had my baby at 34. My baby girl at 34. I can't remember.
It wasn't related to that. It wasn't related to related to your baby.
I was just thinking of that and then thinking of that time around then, what was going on in my life at that time. Oh.
Were you married at that time?
Yes.
Okay. So it relates to the husband.
Okay.
So there was something that you did as it related to your husband where it was something special and you didn't get acknowledged for it. So sometimes people remember and sometimes they don't. But when it muscle tests out, you'll think of it later. And so I just clear it. Okay?
Okay.
So a lot of this has to do with anxiety and an addictive heart energy, which I am clearing. Okay.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Then I ask, is there a core belief that is having an impact on Wanda being able to change her lifestyle? Yeah. It comes up as it's such hard work. That's a core belief. So if it's such hard work, then it's going to be, you're setting it up so that it is hard work to lose weight.
So Wanda thinks it's hard work to lose weight. Ah. Okay.
Yeah, it's a core belief. She hasn't had much success.
Yes, I do.
So she hasn't had much success with it. And so it just feels like it's such hard work. And so when you have these kinds of experiences, then it creates a core belief around your experiences, which then prevent you from doing the very thing that you want to be doing. You see how it works. So I'm just going to clear the core belief that losing weight is such hard work. Okay. So that's clear. So when I clear a core belief, then I like to install a more, positive core belief. So losing weight is easier than I imagine. So that's the core belief that I've installed. So it'll be interesting.
That will be my core belief.
I'm not saying that I've cleared.
Easy.
Pardon me?
That's my core
it's
belief.
easier than you think or that you imagine.
It's easy to lose weight. Okay. I like that.
Yeah, it's easier than you think. So anyway, so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out in your life because, I can't tell you for sure because there might be other issues, but for, time purposes, this is kind of the process that I go through when I work with clients.
Okay. Well,
Does that make sense to you?
I appreciate it so much.
Wanda,
okay, you're welcome.
Wanda, how do you feel about losing weight being easier than you think? What is going on in your body, honestly? What's going on inside you Do you really feel it's hard? Do you really feel it's easier than you think?
I think it is the hardest I do, and that's what and I'm thinking, like she's saying, that's your core thinking. And maybe if I change that thinking of saying it is so hard, and I really feel that. She just made me think about something about saying it of something is how it's so hard. It's so hard. Well, am I making it that big because I put that there that it's so hard to do, or So maybe that's it. I don't know.
It's one of the things. It's one of the things, Wanda. But what's really important, is that you be mindful of your thoughts, because your thoughts actually create core beliefs around things. And so if you catch yourself saying, "Oh, this feels hard," change your wording and say, "This is easier than I think." And it will actually come more naturally to you because I installed it as a core belief. As an empowering belief. So you will probably not be saying, "This is so difficult," because I cleared that core belief.
Okay, I'm going to say that too.
Well, let's hear you say it. Let's hear you say it.
I appreciate it.
I want to hear you say your new core belief before you go. What's your new core belief?
My new core belief, this is easier than I think.
Yes, Wanda. Yes, Wanda. High five to you, Wanda. Fabulous.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much for your call.
I'm cutting off I'm calling long distance. I'm cutting off here.
Where are you calling from, Wanda?
I'm calling from Florida.
Yay! Thank you so much.
Fort Walton Beach, Florida.
Yay!
Yes, I heard my friend talked about it, and I said, well, let me call in and see what I can get done here, because it is one of my largest things I'm trying to deal with right now.
Awesome.
Yeah, difficulties to deal with right now. Yeah.
I really...
Well,
it's going to be easier.
Wanda, if you still have challenges with it, it just means that we didn't clear all of the things that are contributing to this. So you can contact Diana. Will let you know how you can get into contact with me, and we can talk further.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Wanda.
I can't hear you cutting off. Thank you, sweetheart.
Absolutely.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
We'll talk to you soon. And stay tuned next week again. Well, Ashira, thank you for that. That was kind of cool to have a caller that really needed to walk through clearing a core belief. So it's, as you said, sometimes it may be that there's some other things that need to be cleared, and it's just not all cleared, but she's on the path. She seems like she's really on the right path.
And
yes.
It's really interesting that when a person still has challenges in a certain area that we've worked on, it just means that there's more work to do.
Yes.
This is a lifetime of addictive behaviors. Okay. So she's done a tremendous amount of work just with her sheer willpower, but now we're getting into some, sublimated things that can be cleared. And if she still has a challenge, then it just means that there's more emotions that need to be cleared and maybe some other core beliefs.
Yes. Well, we're winding down, and I just can't tell you enough how much we really appreciate, because this kind of alternative healing is what I think we all could use on a daily basis, Ashira, a daily basis. So how can our listeners get in touch with you and learn more about what it is that you do? Don't tell me we have another caller, though. Before we go, let's see if we can talk to the other caller really quickly, because we're about to give Ashira's all of the information. Caller, hi. Okay. This is Diana from Diana's Spicy Business Talk Radio. Thank you so much for calling in. Who do we have on the line today?
Hi, this is Thelma Davis. How are you?
Thelma, yay. How are you?
Fine. I had a little bit of difficulty getting through, but I kept persevering.
Awesome. Well, we have an alternative healer, Ashira, on the line. So, Ashira, talk to Thelma. Thelma, is there anything that Ashira might be able to help you with in any way? Headaches, stress, job. I mean,
Well, I'm dealing with, right now I'm just dealing with, I don't know if she deals with grief, but I've been dealing with like these crying spells, and in 2012, I suffered some really traumatic losses, and I don't know. I just can't get past it.
Interesting.
Just, you know.
Well, we have a few minutes, Ashira. Can we run through really quickly and see if we can help Thelma?
We can do this pretty quickly. At least I can identify some of the emotions that we need to clear. So what's the key underlying cause? I've already made an energetic connection with you.
Oh,
so I want to find out what the key underlying cause is for the grief, even though that is an emotion. It's abandonment. The emotion is abandonment.
In 2012, you know, I lost my mother, and I lost my husband the same time, 3 weeks of each other.
Right.
You know, I really am trying to put on like a strong front, but it's really been, I don't know, I just been sad.
Yeah, it's natural and normal to feel what you're feeling. It's just that over time, then it makes it difficult for you to really move forward because you're still grieving. And sometimes people feel the need to have the grief so that they can remember the ones that they've lost. So there is in a sense, a need to feel the grief so that that person feels closer to you. So sometimes, even though you might want to let it go, sometimes it's very difficult to let go. So there can be cross purposes there. But the abandonment is one of the key underlying emotions. So what's the next one? I'm sorry. When I ask the question, excuse me. When I ask the question, I'm asking it of your body. So you don't have to answer. I'm asking the question because your body will tell me. Oh, so the emotion that comes up is despair.
Yeah.
It's despair. So I'm just going to clear despair from you. So I'm going to ask what the next one is that we need to clear. Anxiety is the next one. So I'm just going to clear that too. And it's hard for people to believe that with just a little swipe of the hand, you can clear these emotions that seem so impossible to overcome. But they do get cleared because I muscle test to make sure that they're cleared. And there's nothing else that we need to be concerned about with that. So I'm going to ask what the next one is. Guilt is the next one. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Does that? Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
It makes a lot of sense.
So let's go with another one. Nervousness is the next one. So I'm just going to clear that from you. And let's see Diana just interrupt me when the time runs out.
Got about 1 minute.
Okay, the next one is heartache. So I'm just going to clear heartache from you because that's really what's going on is your heart is literally aching. Okay. And that's, Diana, what I was talking about with the heart wall. Yeah. We even have words in our vocabulary that talk about our heart. And in this case, it's heartache. So let's see, is there another one we can clear? Yes. Resentment. Resentment is the next one. So it could be resentment about them leaving you, abandoning you, or that's how it feels. So I'm clearing that.
Wow.
What's the next one?
This is cool.
Grief is the next one. So of course that would come up. So because you are absolutely grieving. Is there another one that we need to clear? Terror. The word terror comes up. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
You were terrified. Yeah. Yeah. So, this is the amazing thing with this. I don't know really anything about you or the emotions. Of course, a lot of these emotions people would normally feel anyway. But how your body is telling me is the order in which I need to clear and which emotions I need to clear to deal with how you are feeling right now. So is there one last one that we can clear?
Yes.
The answer is yes. The last one is longing. You long for these people that you love so much. So we're just going to clear that. And, when I say these words like longing and grief and heartache, they're heavy. You can just feel the weight of what those words mean energetically and emotionally. And so I'm releasing them from you with your permission so that you can feel some more space to not feel so weighted down by these emotions.
Yeah.
So, and usually when I do this, some people will feel kind of a lightening, or it may take a day, but things will begin to improve in your life from this work.
I appreciate you.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thanks, Diana.
Oh, thank you, Thelma. I'm really so grateful for Ashira, and thank you for healing and at least getting Thelma on the right path. Thank you so much, Ashira. Can you tell our listeners how we can get in touch with you? We have about 10 more seconds. We've got to go off the air.
Okay. They can reach me at Ashira, ASHIRA, at yourhealingpathway.com. So Ashira at yourhealingpathway.com.
It should be on the screen now.
You can, and you can also set up a complimentary session, half an hour consultation with me. I'd be glad to talk with you more. You can also download a book on there about this kind of work. And so I invite you to go to my website, Ashira at, it's actually yourhealingpathway.com. My email address is Ashira at yourhealingpathway.com. So go to the website and send me a message, and I'd love to hear from you.
Ashira, thank you. High five to you in Southern Indiana.
So much,
yes. Thank you. We've
so
got to
much.
have you back
Really
again. Thelma, thank you for your call.
Yeah.
Wanda, thank you for your call. All of my favorite listeners out there, thank you for your support. Thank you for tuning in every Tuesday. And thank you, Pitbull, for sponsoring our show. This is the best energy drink in the world. I love this thing. Now, this is just not my favorite. One of my favorites is blueberry. I don't know why he gave me. I like lemon lime too, but my absolute favorite is blueberry. You got to try the blueberry. Try the lemon lime too. It's pretty good. Thank you, Pitbull. We really appreciate you sponsoring our show. You're listening to Diana's Spicy Business Talk Radio. We're here every Tuesday at 12 noon. Join us for lunch and bring your brain. We'll see you next Tuesday at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time. Have a great week and get rid of those imbalances. Heal yourself. Thanks, Ashira. Talk to you soon.
No shoes on their feet. I wanna house people.